It's almost time to get the first matchup of the day underway. We've got SK, we've got EnVyUs, and what's sure to be a barn-burning set of events here at ESL One New York. Let's go ahead and bring it back full circle, guys. How are we feeling about this matchup? Is this going to be a strong one?
Yeah, I think the map pool actually makes it probably a little closer than one might guess it would be. EnVyUs can show up at any time and have had perennially really strong T-sides, so I'm excited to see this one play out.
Yeah, I'm thinking, kind of mentioned it before, if we see them play Inferno, if we see them play Cbble, I think EnVyUs actually has a shot, get some momentum, at least split the pist rounds. If you see a map like Train, SK can come out 16-3 him. You know, like, is EnVyUs going to show up today? Are they going to kind of show that new change, or is it the old EnVyUs? Happy's lurking somewhere, 4 people hitting the site, and they're just going to run into the SK wall, so we'll see. Well,
the SK wall is certainly not a place you want to find yourself. We're going to get into the map vetoes here shortly, but first let's take a look at this SK lineup and kind of deduct, you know, these guys, you can't take away from them at all, right? So you've got some heavy hitters in this lineup.
Yep. Obviously, everyone's used to seeing Cold Zero be on the top. You know, I made a comment earlier, not to say he's not the best player in the world, but he needs Fur to show up and get those big kills. He needs Taco to make the opening so he has space, right? Fallen, obviously always one of the scariest operators to play against. From my perspective, I was almost more scared of Fallen because he's an operator who has no restrictions, right? He's calling, but he also knows how to interject himself and get kills, and that's super terrifying. So they have so many strengths in their arsenal,
right?
Yeah, weapons in their arsenal. So
there's nobody who you can sleep on here, right?
Yeah.
Like Taco's gonna do his job. Everyone's pretty consistent. Fur is gonna just one tap you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
as I said,
all around star-studded lineup.
Just normal SK gaming things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at any point you can't, you know, take away from these guys and say, hey, you know, they're in a slump, they're down, whatever, it doesn't matter. They have that explosive capability. But let's take a look at the EnVyUs side of the equation because this is the competition. Scream, XMS, Sixer, Happy, and RPK. What do we know about these guys?
I mean, collectively, these guys have probably been in the pro scene and playing at a high level for longer than SK, if you were to sum it up. It's just that SKs have had that huge meteoric rise to success in the last 2 years. Something I think that makes EnVyUs on an upturn is actually XMS making huge plays in the last few months. So he's been stepping up big time. It's no long. He's kind of almost having that like people are realizing that he can play at the level at a high level, like Body, right? Like G2 early on was everyone's kind of like, ooh, I don't know if Body's going to be able to be really effective. Now he is.
It turns out he's actually nuts, right?
Yeah.
So and it's cool to see that because you would hate for the latter to happen. Now, guys, we're going to have to get into these predictions soon in terms of the vetoes and the map process. Where do we think this one lands?
Me and Marcus were talking earlier. I think we kind of came down to Inferno, Train, or Cbble.
Yeah, yeah, and then if it does go to Inferno or Cbble, we think that that's EnVy's best opportunity at getting a W here.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a look at a B-hold here from EnVyUs. I believe it's RPK. And kind of walk us through this one, guys.
Yeah, so we kind of just chose RPK here because he kind of is emblematic of like the dynamic style that EnVyUs has on their T side, right? Like they're never going to do anything the exact same. Happy might call like, all right, let's just default hold. You know, we know they're on a gun round. Let's just watch out for nades. You kind of feel out your spot of the map and work it as you see fit. Try and get control of some area, maybe top car at Banana by, you know, 1:15 on the clock, and that's kind of what we need at you at a minimum.
So is it safe to say that if we do land on Inferno, there's a really, really good chance for EnVyUs to go into this one and take it?
Yeah, I think Inferno's one of those maps where everyone has the strats, right? Everyone has the executes. Everyone knows how to hit B. Everyone knows how to hit A. But like Mark is saying, taking banana control is kind of one of the pillars of the map. It's like a setup, smoke, or mirage, right? You have to take that banana control. So I think the key for EnVyUs today is utilizing the normal map control, right? Nothing special. They don't need to do anything crazy. Just how the way big beat teams on Inferno. Really what they did is small nuances, certain types of explodes, whether it's through a wrap smoke, maybe pushing back Fallen when he doesn't expect to be challenged and things like that. Because if EnVyUs simply just plays default and executes default, they're going to lose. Fallen and then we're going to take back that B control from RPK. They're not going to let him get past that wall. So I think it really just comes down to EnVyUs react on the fly? Can they play both sides of the map on T side, or are they going to be are they reliant on that B control?
Well, our money seems to be on if this does land on Inferno, there's a high likelihood for Team EnVyUs. Let's take a look now at the vetoes and how they do break down. We're going to see the first ban come through from SK is going to be Mirage. Is this a surprise?
I mean, nobody really cares about the order of which one's banned first in a BO1, right? That doesn't really matter, right? Because we almost always see SK ban Nuke. which is interesting, right? But they banned something that they think that EnVy might not ban because they want EnVy to ban Nuke, right? They'd rather have them ban the map that they would want to ban.
One thing is weird though about SK is Fallen sometimes, like he could have just thrown Cash away right there, and that doesn't add too much context for his future opponents because SK is known to be really good on Mirage in the past. But he does that, and you question: is he trying to give his future opponents a false sense of confidence in Mirage? Or is that just doesn't matter, like you said, because it's BO1? So.
Well, we do see the ban come out from the EnVyUs side on Inferno, and
yeah.
quite the opposite of what we were talking about.
I think that they saw the last map that SK played against VP at Mykonos, right, where they just absolutely just took VP to school on Inferno. It was just a joke. They couldn't do anything. It was 16-6 or something.
Well, let's take a look at the next 3 bans because this is where things get down to the wire. We've got Overpass, Trent Cash coming out, leaving Cbble. So we're going to Cbble here between SK and EnVyUs.
So I think the interesting highlight on the pick ban phase is actually SK banning Overpass. I think that's the biggest one that's kind of like a question mark to me. Or maybe EnVy banning Cash is a little weird.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the EnVy ban Cash doesn't seem to make sense. SK's all right on it. They definitely have some experience on it. That seems like it'd be opposite. Like EnVy would ban Overpass to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well, like we said, Cbble is one of the chances for SK or for EnVyUs to beat SK. I think. You know, look for the normal plays out of EnVyUs, which are those explosive A hits. They'll make some pressure A hall, jump through the mid smoke, happy down drop, make some pressure mid or A hall or mid, jump out A hall. So we know EnVyUs' playstyle is pretty explosive. Are they going to change it up a bit?
I remember when they were playing, one of the last times you played Cbble on C9 was against EnVyUs, and they had a weird default where they would primarily go through bottom mid instead of, like most people work through A-halls, but they would go through bottom mid, so I'd look out for that.
Well, we do know what the map's going to be, but now I have to ask you guys what the score line's going to be. So let's get some predictions here going into this SK EnVyUs matchup.
I'll just throw out 16-12 SK. You know, I think that's the most fair and balanced approach. I'm not Thorin here. I don't take too much pride.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to go with. I actually might even pick EnVyUs here. It's a BO1. Sometimes SK has trouble, you know, getting kickstarted in the early mornings.
I want to start T side here. I want to get that pistol. I want to get 11 rounds T side fast before SK really wakes up. You know.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take EnVyUs here, and I'm gonna take it 16-11. So kind of mirror image.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. That's possible.
Let's talk a little bit about their approach, though, over here on the T side. We do know that the Brazilians tend to have like a unique approach to Cbble. What can we expect today?
Well, I'm sure me and Marcus both have a lot of opinions on this. Him helping C9 as our analyst. We were watching a lot. Actually, I remember talking about SK's Cbble with him before. Obviously, on CT side, you have Fallen super dynamic at A with Fur. These guys just kind of run the map. Cold, excellent drop player. Watch how Cold changes up his utility usage at drop throughout the half. And if you want to elaborate more on their B setup, it's a brick wall over there.
Yeah, Phelps is basically the smoke criminal of SK. So he's going to be playing the sidewalk area. If you try an exec on B, you better know where your team's smokes are supposed to be because there's going to be an extra one, and it's going to be Phelps' smoke, and he's going to probably get a 2 or 3K via the smoke play. He also likes to play a lot on top of that planter at B. But in terms of T side, SK, it's going to be Taco at long B. You know, Phelps and Fallen towards
4-1 defaults.
Yeah, 4-1 defaults with Taco trying to make it seem like there's more than one person at B, smoking broken wall, going up top drop, mauling drop, nading drop, and just kind of like being annoying over at B, denying information, letting them take A-halls, and then allowing them to come back to B if they need to.
Well, we're about to jump into this matchup, but before we do that, before we jump into SK versus EnVyUs, we're going to bring our commentators into the fold. We've got, let's see, DeBears and Launders ready to bring it to the house.
Had to give us a double take to figure out who it was.
No, you know, it's like I had to look into the camera extra hard, and, you know, eventually it's like, hey, there they are, I understand. But, guys, how are we feeling about this matchup?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm getting a little, you know,
should have seen him.
The butterflies, because I'm just the SK versus EnVyUs.
Yeah.
I just want to see how SK is going to react to them.
Yeah, it's a big match, and I think Cbble is a great map to have this on. It's going to be, we definitely know how well EnVy play this map, but there is the problem of how much do SK know about how EnVy play this map, because Happy is like such an integral player, but you can only invent yourself so many ways.
It's true.
If they want to use him to lurk, they want him to be in 3 different spots, and SK are in tune with like what the tells are.
They know what's happening before it happens. They are playing checkers.
Well,
EnVy
are
playing
playing
chess.
Who's playing Chinese chess?
They're playing the same. I'm just saying SK is so ahead that I love just to kind of see how they react to each other, how they adjust on the fly. It's just, you know, EnVyUs though, they do have kind of a rep being kind of stale, repetitive in a way. So maybe Happy brings something different.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like all about Happy, because you're going to have this one unit of 3 to 4 people on one side of the map. It's going to be like working A and whatever, and Happy is going to make it try to seem like it's going to be B, or he's going to try to come out late, or he's going to lead the rotate back into B because he's going to be the one that hears all the footsteps out of the site if his team does a good job selling it. So on one hand, it's about what Happy can get away with. On the other hand, it's about his team making sure they can get entries so they can cause some. You got to kill people, right? You can't. No one's gonna move if you don't kill people.
You have to shoot people in the face.
You have to shoot people in the face.
You get the
Ultimately,
headshots,
this is a point-and-click adventure, right?
Just click away. Sometimes you have these strats all lined up.
Yeah.
But if you get, you know, shot by Fur, he's going to rush up middle on pistol round, kill 3 of you in the back.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how do you prepare for something like that?
Everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the face. Mike Tyson.
It's a good life lesson there.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone should get hit in the face.
Yeah, I think so. It makes you really perspect on things like, hey, maybe I should stop acting like that.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Watch Fight Club.
Watch Fight Club. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Quality film.
It's good stuff.
Tremendous stuff.
Take a deep breath because I'm ready. I'm just so excited. It's hard to contain it because, you know, last time EnVyUs actually played SK was on Inferno, and they beat them like 16-3. So it shows that EnVyUs they can mop the floor with SK.
They're here to game.
They have that kind of game style, but SK, you know, Fallen, he's gonna do research. He's gonna be like, well, these guys haven't changed anything in like 6 months from their last demo. You know, he got it all. He's a tactical genius.
Mastermind. Jimmy Neutron of the game.
He's the overlord.
He's the overlord. He's Sauron. He sees everything.
He goes back home. He got the tower. Got the eye.
Yeah, get back to his tower.
He's like, Taco, no, stop doing that.
Yeah.
So Taco's in his home in the bathroom. It's weird.
Sometimes you got to spend time in the. We'll move on from that.
We'll move on.
We'll move on from that. We don't want to go down that path.
No. Just stay away. We're here for CS.
We're here for CS. ESL One New York. This is sick.
Who do you think's going to win this map?
Who do I think's going to win this map?
Who do you think who's going to win this map right here?
I can't believe you're putting me on the spot
I'm putting you on the spot. I want to get you out there. I want to get you loose.
I'm loose, man. I'm here. I'm ready.
Good.
You know, I'm a little tight. You know, it's actually
the massage later. I mean, you're looking great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You
the
too.
The hair, the makeup, everything.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost like the makeup lady did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
On you.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
It's been a lineup of SK kept their lineup for 5 or since ESL One Cologne have used Phelps, and since then have played extremely well. When they played last, were they playing with Phelps when EnVy beat them?
Yes, I believe so.
They were?
Yeah, they were.
And it's hard to say whether they've been more or less volatile with Phelps. I think that we've seen like some more amazing results. Like we've seen their Mirage improve, for example. But we haven't seen consistency through at events. It's still been like top 4s. You see them always be threats, but it's a little bit more sketchy now, I think.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of a roller coaster. You don't know what SK is going to show up, if it's going to be the world champion SK mopping the floor with everybody, or SK who is 16-3.
Yeah, and you've got 16-3. I really don't see that being a possibility. And to finally come back to your predict, I want to say that I think SK are going to win this map.
Yeah, I feel like if it was on Inferno, EnVyUs would have had a lot better chance. I believe that the structure would have fared a little better, especially against SK's, you know, like pushing B, like aggressive play style. But on a map like Cbble, I think SK is so strong on it that EnVyUs is going to have to pull some really nice out of their hat.
Yeah, they're gonna
if they want to do this.
Yeah, they've got to get creative. And here we are in the first round of the day of ESL One New York. And this is definitely a hype group. This is a hype group and a great match to start it off. Both teams very comfortable on Cbble and are going to kick it off in the pistol round. Obviously, we just saw SK win the knife round and pick CT side to start. So, as James and Nothing talked about on the desk, EnVy happy to take T, or at least you would assume. They've also got a lot to prove, I think, on T. This is the side that we are kind of putting them under a microscope for.
Oh, yes. EnVyUs likes to do these slow kind of start off with a default, set up, put pressure, you know, like slowly push you back and do like execute. Slow push.
Right.
C6er does have a nade flash and a smoke. So expect some like explosion here coming out this A maybe?
For all alone, and he's creeping up on just a pixel peek on long. Isn't going to find a target quite yet. XMS looking to make friends. Fur might have made noise, and he really does want to get in their face, but they're fully aware of the fact that a push might happen. Rotate has come in. He sees one target, can't take him down. XMS putting pressure. Fur has to fall back, but Fallen is there in the door. No problem. From the truck with his teammate Fur, and they're both taking shots. RPK trades him out. Zixer nades Fallen down. 3v3 is happy, moves into the rat hole. This could be a big flank. However, Taco from the heaven is able to get a kill, and now it's 2-on-2. The round slows down. Cold Zero from heaven takes out his friend. Phelps has to do a 180. Happy cannot finish him off, but because he has 20 bullets, he eventually gets the job done. 1-on-1. Very tense moment. A good start could mean it all. Happy looking for this fight, but Cold is too strong. 3 kills on the pistol, 3 kills on the knife.
Cold Zero, 3 kills. It looked like EnVyUs had the positional advantage and then the bomb site, but you can't underestimate the fragging ability of Cold Zero, just running right in. Yeah, we'll get a couple kills right there.
Yeah, the rotates were good. We had Fur lasted long enough for his team to be able to come in. Right? They're pumped up.
I'm pumped up.
You're pumped up.
I'm doing air push-ups right now. I'm getting ready.
You're rowing.
As you see here, we got EnVyUs. They are going to be creeping over this A halls. And we do have Fallen and Fur doing their A thing.
Yeah, pixel peek from Fallen. He doesn't actually spot the first person. That's a huge problem. Scream taking advantage of it, hitting that first bullet with a Tech 9, ending his life quickly. Fur now has to watch his back. Gets spotted, and this is a really tense position. Wants to be able to fall back. Obviously, getting a kill is nice, but going 1-for-1 still leaves Envy with the man advantage. Phelps moving into lower A to kind of make amends here. He's got to pick up some slack for his team. Wow, Taco on the other side of the map, happy as he lurks out, leads into the site, takes him down 1-for-1 with just a simple deagle push, like no problem.
I like SK's rotate right there. It's unfortunate that Taco got killed in B, because I wouldn't think EnVyUs would have expected SK this pushed up in middle after 2 kills already happened.
Now the question is, will they even decide to save? I mean, after they've seen XMS here, he's not giving them a really great peek. They can kind of take advantage of this, but he finds a way to escape. And now falling back with the information that there's a UMP in lower, the bomb down, we see SK players become a little bit more calcified at A, just sticking around and potentially waiting for exits, but they're not going to get more aggressive than this.
Yeah, this is a smart play by SK. You're down in numbers, bad positioning, the bomb's down on CT. It's better to save money, save that armor. You know, you have utility and armor for the next round, and you know, you might be able to reverse it again, because we might see SK just do like a little force spy.
Yeah.
They already have 2 guns.
Yeah, so do you think they will do a force buy here? They've got armor, they've got 2 people alive, some nades left over. They've got to buy up on 3 people. They know that Envy just won the round. They won't have the most money ever, but at the same time, they do have 2 umps to recycle into this round. It's going to be a couple of AKs. It's going to be a tough buy to beat.
Yeah.
And here it is. Because we saw Scream was able to cross as Fallen's kind of doing budget peeks. He's just watching this pixel angle for a moment and then coming off of it. Expects to see the first guy, gets kind of unlucky there. Yeah,
and with SK's teamwork's so awesome, so good, is that it's smart for them to force buy, you know, because it's, you know, they will reset. They would have to save twice anyways. So use teamwork, use the angles. It's all about the angles, Launders.
It's all about the mangs.
You work off each other. If I'm peeking, you shoot them in the back. Make the kills easier, and you know, easy run.
Talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
Communicate.
Go out for some dinner. Hang out.
Some dinner, yeah.
Have a, you know,
Brazilian barbecue.
Have a good time. Have some Brazilian barbecue,
Yeah.
and just you know, have fun.
Build that teamwork.
Team chemistry.
Rub each other's backs. It's really important. You've got to have team bonding experiences. That's all there. I mean, that's all there is now. I mean, we see. I talked to Guardian at Katowice, and he said the only thing our team needs now is more trust. You know, and that's something out of game. It's gotten to the point that everyone's so good at the game. It's all about these out of game factors.
It's a mental game, and if you can't trust your teammate, your move's gonna be that much slower. You can't have that on a high level. You can't.
You can't. Oh, actually a team flash here to stop RPK, but that won't matter. He's a tank coming through with the MAC-10 and opening up B all by himself. This is such a difficult position for SK to be in. They've got 2 rotates in the drop. Happy getting a little bit more aggressive than maybe he needs to, but in spite of this, they've still got a weapon advantage, and they've still got positional advantage with the time ticking down on the bomb.
Yeah, that was very unnecessary, but happy to push through a smoke like that, not knowing where the other 3 people are. A team like SK, they could be random. They could have 3 people stacked in, you know, the drop area. You don't know that, so you have the bomb down. It's on the 3rd round. Play a little smarter. You know, just kind of sit back, save the armor. And coldzera did not think he'd get caught by that angle.
You never see Cold get caught like that.
No, that's definitely a rarity right there. And fortunately, that's going to cost him an armor and a UMP.
Oh my gosh, does it all fall apart for SK? Or are we getting way too ahead of ourselves?
We're getting a little way too ahead.
Oh my gosh,
we're
a little bit way too ahead.
Slow it down a little bit. Still long, lots of CS to play. Don't give up. We can't have that mentality where they won the 1st round, let's just give up.
You don't want to have a loser mentality.
You can't.
No, there's up to 16 rounds, and we're only in round 4.
And some say, you know, whoever gets 16 first wins.
Some say, yes.
Some say.
And usually that's the case. Unless there's some kind of rare disqualification that happens, but...
Or overtime.
Or overtime. That's true.
It's true. But, you know what, I'm not even getting in the details. As we got Fur and Fawn, the only 2 people with armor. A full save for SK. They have to get their money back on track. Team EnVyUs, you know, doing it slow. And I really like RPK. I think he's pretty underrated. He does he does a lot of the dirty work on the team, watching flanks, making sure you don't push, that kind of stuff that SK loves to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if RPK has a huge game.
Okay.
If EnVyUs does well.
Eyes on RPK, and obviously last round got those 2 really clean entries with the MAC-10. And it's important to keep an eye on who's getting the entries. RBK going up first with the MAC-10 again. They want to funnel as much as they can into him because he's just got this SMG, and that's money in the bank. So Fallen kills XMS, not enough space given to Scream to make sure that he could keep him alive, but that just leaves 2 people in the back of B. Taco with just the USP in a tough spot at the rock. Dwayne Johnson's falling back now. coldzera through the door, headshot. There we go, back and forth, of course. But it's a 2-on-3 situation. A Deagle and what was an MP9 is now taken out of the rounds. Just our man Cold from the same position. They know where he is. He can't get another kill, right?
Oh, you can't say that about coldzera.
Right.
He's a guy that's probably, yeah, I'm gonna headshot a guy here, headshot a guy there.
Hey, why not?
Hey, you know, you over there, I'm gonna headshot you.
Oh,
you know?
think you're better than me?
You think you're better than me? Nah, man. I'm just headshotting fools.
Yeah. But they do know where he is, and because of that, he's giving them the respect, you know, they deserve. They've earned the sight. They watched the door. He can't have gone that far. Scream's crouched under this angle that it's going to force Cold to kind of jump up onto fight.
Yeah.
It's a favorable spot.
He wants them to come to him. Okay. He wanted that AK.
Yeah.
And he wanted to come to them because if he peeked earlier, he got a kill. He's more risk of being shot at. And if he does get a kill, he can't get the gun.
Yeah.
So he wants them to make a mistake, come to him, get the AK or whatever.
Right. Best of both worlds, and there it is. Just a obviously clean peek from Scream. As we move into round 5, a full buy-up. Finally, we're into it after all the anti-eco nonsense.
But look at this. The thing in Cbble, though, is that you need Molotovs to really slow down, like, just map control. And there's 0 Molotov in SK. So they're going to have to get these early kills.
Right. And it's actually a lot of B pressure to kick it off. XMS obviously starting up with a straight-up tree molly. And Taco on the back of the site, Phelps at rock. One more on the path, and a full B hit to deal with. 2 coming out drop. RPK goes down first. Big win for SK. coldzera pitching with 2. Happy, though, answers back with a couple of entries of his own, and that leaves just 2 people on the retake, Fallen and Fur. But as you mentioned, ooh, no mollies to help them out. Fur, however, just taking a duel and winning the rounds. Or so it seems. XMS still has hope. Spots the shoulder of one person in drop. Will think to put the bomb down, but wants to make it a one-on-one before that happens. Now that he's been called out, they can kind of get more favorable position, at least slightly, knowing that he's probably going to commit. Flash goes out, he falls back to long B. This is a cool headshot angle. Is actually going past the box. Wants to try to grab someone on path, but in this 2-on-1, we'll have to see how SK play it. All it comes out for the back of rectangle. XMS proceeds to push farther into long B.
He's overthinking it.
He's playing himself, maybe. Will he come back? This bomb isn't actually planted for him. The smoke will plume. No one's sticking it, and he's got to be in a position now where he has to spray. They've spotted him now. Fallen's going to stick the bomb. Fur goes down. Will he find this headshot? It's so... Oh, my God. Any moment now, he has to get this kill. Fallen doesn't have a kit.
Oh, my
Didn't even have time to defuse.
Wow.
Oh, nobody had a kid on SK. They had absolutely no chance of winning that round.
Unless they killed him right away. I mean, it was kind of close. I mean, it was probably very close to the end of the bar, but that was just...
You have to think that he wouldn't have tried to defuse if they didn't have the full 10 seconds, but the fact that Fur had to delay for so long is what's most worrying, and here we go. Wow. Who knows? I have no idea if it...
I don't have the in-game. So what I do is I turn on in-game music, so I know exactly...
I put on that Hotline Miami music hit.
Exactly. So I know when 10 seconds hit, the music starts playing. And because it feels like this game's so hard to exactly know by just the bomb timer when 10 seconds. I don't know.
It feels like there's so many situations where it's either 11 or 9 seconds.
Yeah.
It's very important. I mean, we can be proud and say that we play this game long enough that we know exactly when it's 10 seconds, but sometimes it's 10.5, sometimes it's 9.5, and it's hard to say for sure. I mean, it's nice when you know right away because you can actually run in that time and save your gun.
Assess the situation.
Assess the situation, calculate the odds.
Do some calculus on them, you know?
Right. Oh, this is a game for very mathematical people. Headshots across the board.
Hey,
RPK,
ouch,
very
spicy
clean.
right there.
RPK shot 1 bullet that round.
That's all he needs.
That's all he needs.
RPK, he's been playing really well. And EnVyUs looking pretty good. 5-1 SK. Now this can be a T-sided map, especially if you're have good defaults, you're structured, your timings as well. As we've seen from EnVyUs so far, is that their B hit, their time was great. As they hit platform, they're coming out drop door at the same time, so it's making SK look at different angles, and once they commit to one angle, they get shot from the other. So EnVyUs looking pretty on point right now.
Double op setup adjustment for SK, and this is something we see them do both when they're winning and when they're losing. Just to change it up, and here they definitely think that they need more leeway because maybe they aren't feeling like the rotations are on point or just the straight up rifle duels. The aim isn't all that good, and Taco's been on the B flat. We've seen him op here before. He's going to have an opponent who's already wide swinging on him. The jump peak allows him to get that information. Will he kill XMS, who's creeping up on his left? Actually takes out his teammate. Happy entering A at the exact same time. XMS taking down Taco, leaving Phelps and Fallen alone. Fallen has a favorable spot, hits a couple of very nice op shots, as they cross into A, has receded back to long, and they jump back right out of his vision. Phelps is now moving in. Will he push through the smoke is the big question. Has found a good opportunity. The spray down is good. However, he goes 1 for 1, happy with the second kill of the round against Fallen in the exact same position. Bomb in a favorable spot for Fallen, but he has an op. At one-on-one, this can be quite difficult. He's pushing up with the USP. Will he finish the kill? Happy is missing his spray. The no-scope is bad. He's going to reload the USP. He's going to go back to the fight. It's coming down to pistols here as they go down the ramp, and he gets the kill finally.
That was a little ragtag, little one-on-one right there.
Oh, my God. That got ugly. That got so hairy.
You know, sometimes it gets a little ugly and hairy in life. You just have to go with it. You just have to go with it.
You just got to think back to the 80s
you wake
and
up,
love a bush.
You wake up, you make mistakes, it happens.
You move on. You just walk it off.
Just walk it off.
Just got to walk it off.
The walk of shame, but what matters is that Fallen got the round, had incredible 2 kills at A, and just turn it around because EnVyUs outplayed SK the entire round.
Right, they did. I mean, they got the entries on both A and B.
They
got
still
more
lost the
difficult.
round.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And they still so Phelps and Fallen came in for like what was a crossfire. Phelps should have probably got like 2. I want to say just based on how good he is. I think in another situation would have got 2 kills there, but Fallen definitely doing his part. And again, yeah, just got to remind his team that listen, we got the round, okay? I don't want to hear about it. Just we won it, we're moving on. It's 2-5. They have another buy up because of it. EnVy know that they're weak though. They know that they have low economy.
With only one person surviving that last round.
So they're probably going to try to take advantage of this. Very aggressive long setup from SK. I'm very much expecting A in this situation. Missing a first op shot is going to force him to recede, but there's a boost behind the smoke. Coldzera is on the other side, however. Will he find the 2K? Fantastic headshots from him. 1 player in lower, Sixer to take him out. Fur as well to assist at A. They didn't expect 3 people here.
Yeah, and that's one of the negative things about, a default kind of play. If you watch previous demos of EnVyUs, they do have the slow A default take the halls, take over middle, slowly push them back. And the SK, obviously they knew that. They stacked 3 people in that A halls and completely countered them.
Completely countered them. called the setup out of the like. I think they believe that EnVy are going to set up in their default. It's going to be towards A. If they're aggressive enough, they can get kills before anything else happens in the round. They were completely correct about it. The boost was good from EnVy in response, but it almost fed into their belief that they could take A when they got that kill on Fallen falling back. However, Fur was down there at lower A. It wasn't going to let his teammate get flanked at long. They had all their bases covered.
So if I was happy calling the next gun round strat, I would actually go A again.
Go A again?
Because they stack 3 people A halls.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, a lot of teams will be like, well, maybe we should maybe head towards B or something. Or I'll do the almost exact same thing and just go right in the halls and just give them the old, you know, they won't expect it. The old dead zone strat.
Dead zone strat.
Just hit the same site 13 rounds in a row.
13 rounds in a row.
13 rounds in a row, mix it up. You walk, contact, execute, whatever it is.
Right, mix it up.
You mix it up. And see, look at, they stack towards B. You see SK have 4 people there.
Right.
Because, you know, hey.
Right, yeah, they're like, this is, for SK, they're like, they're not going to go A again. And only the Bears is in the,
it's only
in the French corner.
And it's almost say that I look like Happy. And maybe I could just replace him.
Ooh.
No one will know the
Still
difference.
got it, you still got it.
Still got it. Actually, he looks like me because I'm older.
You don't lose the smarts.
You don't lose smarts. I'm a cerebral player.
It's all brain. It's brainiac.
It's crazy. I'm crazy, but with chaos.
He's nice too. You're nice too.
Yeah,
Crazy,
I'm nice.
But you're nice.
I'm nice, and there's a method behind my madness.
Right. On this force buy, initial kill, RPK gets drop control, or so it seems. After that gets killed, Fur looking to re-aggress on Happy. Maybe a situation where he doesn't need to get that aggressive, but because it's the corner of the smoke, knows that there isn't going to be much other angle that he's going to be fighting with, which is nice for a duel there. Flash into lower A as EnVy look to other options. Opt to lead in, and Fallen is going to be the man of the hour. He's the sole man here in a precarious spot. You get to watch lower A from up here, but you've also got to worry about people coming up stables on you. Now that his teammates rotated in, because they have 5, they can play 2 here. Taco's going to get frisky on the lower ramp. Ooh, look for a little bit of damage. Sixer, however, with just half his body, is able to take him out, and Fallen has to fall back to higher ground. Now on default, Cold Zero is going to rotate in, but again, another option for EnVy as they rotate back. You like this? Rocking it back? I
like this. I love this. The swing strat is SK. They know when time is low, they're going to over-rotate. Oh. Now they found the time when EnVyUs. Phelps does take out Screams while XMS takes out Phelps. So nice 1-for-1 for both teams.
Oh, did Sixer just blow that? Shoots is off, and it's probably because he had another target. Phelps turns around about 70 degrees, hits that nice spray on Happy coming out E-box. The strat was there. If Phelps did die, he was ready to take first contact. If he does die, you know, maybe they have another out in that round, as Sixer was trying to watch the bomb. And if he didn't take that first op shot, and this activated our man Fur into going and peeking that planner. But yeah, they didn't expect him to be a pizza.
Pizza, I like that call.
But there he is. He wanted a slice.
I do. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for some CS. But no, that round with like 10 seconds left, the bomb's kind of ticking away, or the timer. I think at that point you have to be aggressive. As you saw, as he's playing the bomb, you have to cover him. You have to swing wide and almost even take a bullet, just for the fact that you can have the bomb down and have a chance to win the round. As you see, Sixer did not hand his teammate a chance to win the round. You have to be aggressive in that situation.
Got to be proactive. Fur being proactive at lower A, getting a second kill. Fallen, obviously, going up to long, taking a frag for himself. Very, very friendly peek for oppers who have a good spawn. And another situation where SK are up 5-3. They control the round. It's much easier for them. They don't have to move as much. Drop control could get taken, but they've got so many outs to trade here. Phelps moving into B as well. RPK falling down off of his own flash. It's going to be communicated. Phelps is going to smoke E-box in response. And RPK, actually, with a flash out of drop, is able to take advantage of the cold. Wow. Had to readjust his aim, but there it is. Phelps, after the damage has been dealt, is able to finish off a kill. It's only 30-40 HP. No problem for him, leaving Sixer alone in a 1v4. His big accomplishment of the round at this point is to try to do as much damage as possible, maybe get a couple kills. But with 30 seconds left and 4 CTs, hope is basically lost, right?
Yeah, he left the bomb over there in B platform, so, I mean, not much you can do right here as takes out Sixer. But now, right now, EnVyUs, if I'm in EnVyUs, I'd take a timeout. Oh, what do you know, to take a timeout? Just ice the kicker. Ice the kicker. Slow it down.
Yep.
Rethink your strategy. Because what you're doing, SK's caught on already.
Right.
They caught on. They're adjusted. They know, hey, these guys are doing slow defaults. They're, you know, they're poking one way. like towards A, and they sometimes swing back B. It's like I think EnVyUs may have to go a little quicker.
Maybe a little bit quicker, more
quicker.
decisive.
Maybe, yeah, just maybe like a 4-1.
A 4-1.
Just do a 4-1, overpower something. Just try to change it up just a little bit. Just keep SK on their toes.
Take control of it. Yeah, we see. It feels like SK are the one doing the pump fakes with their CT setups. They're really getting in EnVyUs' heads. You know, maybe they're talking about that round that you mentioned. They probably should have gone A one more time. SK weren't there at all. Like there was no one to stop them. That would have been free map control for them, and we'll see. We'll see the effects of that talk as EnVy move into what is basically a half buy. I want to say. Good nade. Nope, not done that much damage. Pressure on Taco now to hit some shots. Great wall bang on one player coming out long. Tries to readjust for a second kill, can't get it. Sixer up here, and with the bomb, goes down. So does Happy. Easy cleanup.
Yeah, it may look too easy, and as I was saying about before changing up, it's almost like when you in-game leading, calling strats, there's a time where when you're playing a team, they're doing everything to counter you perfectly. And then you think to yourself, what is the right play? When you think of that right play, do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
Do the opposite, because that's what they're on that next level too. It's that third game level.
I don't know if you need like a parody Twitter account. That's just like your. I don't know if these are like real reflections of the Bears.
Listen, this is real stuff, right?
Okay, then just throw them on your regular account. Honestly,
this is $1 million.
Because the only thing on there is just I'm playing PUBG. Come catch me. We need some Stromberg quotes up there.
Stromberg quotes.
2017.
I'll throw it out. I'll throw it out there. You gotta kind of get out of this rut, right? When they're dancing with you, just throwing a little screwball in them, you know?
Right,
just
screwball them.
Screwball, just do the opposite of what you think is the right play.
Gotcha.
And that's how you break.
That's how you
just bust through.
That's how you wear their shoes.
You wear their shoes or their clothes, whatever, their skin, whatever you're into.
Oh, how the turntables.
Yeah, the tables will turn.
Fallen again, a pick to start it off. Has been very consistent with this, and it has been another pick at A. SK haven't had to play particularly stacked at A with his presence. At this point, they do have two, one pushed up. They aren't worried about an early fast B, and that's why we see this setup. Phelps actually gets killed and drop, and our man Cole tries to jump down for some reason. Isn't attacked by Happy. That was a good opportunity to maybe find a kill. Sixer takes out Fallen, and that's an off-duel one, a very big one. 2v1 at this moment. Kills are traded. Sixer has to look for a frag. There is an opponent in the door. Taco gives his position away. Fur misses an opportunity, but when Sixer goes on cycle, free peeks with that deagle, takes him out with less than 10 seconds. That wasn't even their last problem. It would have been a one-on-one where he was forced to plant.
Yeah, right now you see.
Ooh, that's fast.
Game. The pick game is going such in favor of SK that's a problem with slow defaults. Like if they have two AWPs, one AWP, an AWPer on fire, regardless, you can't just be elbow peeking and turning corners slowly at every angle. You have to explode. You see right there, again, two picks right off the bat.
Right.
You know it's an eco, but you know you bought armor, you bought pistols. You still want to be proactive, and just stop spreading apart. Go right for the jugular.
Right for the jugular. Grab that neck. It's been SK riding high on confidence. Double op setup to start it off, and that one on it was 1-5. And now it's 7 rounds later, or 6 rounds later, and SK have just won them straight. Ops are having so much impact as well. It's really on Envy to try to avoid these situations, or if they can, use Sixer like they did in that previous round to win the duel versus Fallen, but sacrificing their pawns or riflers to try to take him out has definitely been a bad idea. And we know that Fallen can get aggro at long A, especially if he doesn't get any information. Maybe they could get him to push into a setup where they're waiting for it, because SK are running high on confidence. They're not going to be scared to push. Like they're going to feel pretty good about it. Here's another boost in the drop with the op. It doesn't get more aggro than this. Taco can kind of sit and wait for as long as he wants. RBK might shoulder peek here, goes down immediately. No drop control for Envy, and that's something they probably just talked about. Jump out of Long B plat. XMS has actually made his way beyond Phelps. Phelps, the 180, gets taken out by Scream with a quick headshot. Taco has some enemies to deal with, and Scream is having a heyday on this side of the map. Fallen rotating in now. 2 ops makes it kind of tricky. They've got to hold on to angles, still use some utility to use, and there it is, another entry, however, Fallen with a nice 180. And a smoke to cover him at the back of Rectangle with a teammate rotating in on Long. If he makes some presence, it could get tricky. Sixer down to red HP, Fallen sees an opportunity, finishes off the frag. Knows now that someone's pushed through Rectangle, too smart.
Wow.
Is Fallen. 3 kills on the round. Good hold.
Talk about throwing away a round right there. EnVyUs let Fallen just dance around, and I mean, Fallen hit some nice shots there. Right there. Happy should have had him.
Yeah, that's when you see your life flash before your eyes. Is that the opper turns at you, right?
It's
see their name tag
you know?
pop up.
Yeah.
Apex. Yeah.
It's
Napoleon meme.
Like
Jebaited.
he wasn't even looking at me.
And that's Fallen. You give him more than 2 seconds, and it's pretty much over.
Here, look good. With the exposure again. Phelps gets kind of pushed back here. Now it's kind of an interesting spot. Let's take out one person. And now it's a 3-on-3 situation. EnVyUs does have control of B, kind of. Cold Zero's lurking right under the smoke, taking out Scream.
Ooh, RPK though, with patient mechanics, is able to readjust on that second burst, find the kill. And it's a 2-on-2 situation again. The entries were really good. It seemed like the pace made a lot of sense. Infer with the patience is able to outlurk Happy, the master of it. RPK once again 1-on-2, and it's been a series of 1-on-2s in this half so far for Envy. Not any of them won, actually.
Yeah, SK's been controlling and destroying them in the mid game, where, you know, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 situations, you have to rely more on communication and peaking at the right time.
That's a good point.
And SK is just way above EnVyUs on that.
Right, and that's it. The last round of the half, it's been crazy. After getting 5 rounds, they didn't get any more. And now we move into the second half of the first game of the day, and we'll see if SK can close this out. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
ESL One New York is brought to you in part by Intel, Logitech G, Republic of Gamers, GoDaddy, and StubHub.
SK looking like Mayweather in the 8th.
Whoa. Was it set up? I don't know.
Yeah. Another conversation for another day, maybe. But yeah, what a comeback from SK after Envy come out with that strong 5-1 start. Seemed like they were going to run away with it.
Yeah, SK, sometimes they're slow to start, but once they figure on what you're doing, you gotta come up with something special.
To get those claws in there, and then they don't let go.
They're the Python team. They just wrap around you and squeeze.
The squeeze, yeah.
Take a deep breath, they squeeze even more.
Ooh, don't breathe.
Don't breathe against
Only
SK.
gets worse. 10-5. We're moving to the pistol round. It's moving fast for SK as they run up the A ramp. Screams having a lot of pressure put on him. The USP, he's going to be begged for some headshots. Finds one through the door, but that's not enough. Still 5 alive. Sixer from Long in the crossfire. And is he going to be able to find a kill? No, he's looking for one. Can't find it just yet. Scream, however, finishes Phelps off. 2 left alive for Envy. They're finding a couple of kills. No problem. Long gets shut down. Fallen brings it to a 1-on-1. Another situation, a clutch situation for SK. They've been able to come out on top every single time. Falling down to half HP, and he's moving up the ramp. He sees XMS. Is this going to be a good opportunity for him? Running out of bullets. He gets the headshot. 4 kills. And SK clean up the second pistol. Can you believe it?
I gasp because I'm just... I'm in awe by how they keep winning these kind of rounds. Like
But
Fallen should have died probably 3 times over in that situation, but maybe the nerves are kicking in a little bit.
Ooh, the
for,
ESL New York jitters.
Ooh, you got, you know, those group stages, your arms shaking,
once a
your
year.
mind's quaking.
Right?
What's going on? And SK doesn't get nervous apparently. You got Fallen got that rock solid veins.
Been there, done that.
He lifts.
Yeah, it's a juggernaut. Wow. That's a headshot, you know, you feel you can't forgive yourself for missing, right? Like XMS, he hits that every day. But that's the name of the game. Sometimes
bots.
Sometimes the bullets go in. That's right, they're not bots.
These guys are
anything
professional. #1, baby.
Some good pistol damage. Sixer, 2 kills, not looking too shabby. And at the very least they could do is get ecos, that's great. Fur. It's obviously going to be holding W on the anti-eco, and Fallen is going to assume that this was cleared because he came out. But with some good patience, finds 2 kills. Great eco round so far for Happy to really help his teammate make sure that this that damage wasn't done in vain. Sixer opening it up, obviously, but now this is Taco 1-on-2. Will the clutch go this way? It's a pretty good round and a pretty winnable round, I'd say, for both teams. Issue is that EnVy are kind of set up in a pretty decent crossfire. Is he going to see the head of Happy? There's one under heaven. That's XMS, and they clean it up. Great patience from Happy there.
A very good job. EnVyUs need that round so desperately. Happy is.
A lot of people would have shot.
They would have, but you know what? He's a stone cold killer.
Yep.
He's waiting. He's patient.
If there's anything
you tell in his like play style, he's a lurker. He's gonna wait.
Yeah, he's like a lurker through and through.
Yep.
Thoroughbred lurker.
Just like just wait for him. He'll be on the upside of the map, I promise you.
You notice like all the players with the best trigger discipline, as people are calling it, are lurkers. Snack, Swag, Happy. And some people are just
debatable though.
Just have it.
You know, it's debatable.
I don't even.
I mean, if you're first in line, you know, you have a chance to get one shot off before getting annihilated by a crossfire. So lurkers have the opportunity to, I guess, have those shots.
Right from that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's a great way to steal back the momentum. EnVy we're looking a lot more than worse for wear after that first half. The lackluster showing in the second part of it. In response, SK Gaming have bought up half armor, deagles, a couple of nades, and they're on T side. They haven't lost anybody. They've gotten forward A control. From here, they have a couple of options. It's still going to be a rotate heavy situation for EnVyUs, but because they have 5 people, the relay isn't that long. They can kind of go back and forth between drop in A, drop in long B.
And I think with this kind of path setup, all it takes is one dig or one dig headshot from SK to kind of ruin this, because it's harder for teams to rotate if they're playing so passive because of the information game.
The explode on A has taken effect. Sixer in the back of the site. Phelps tries to clear it. Doesn't matter that he doesn't do it fully. And the rotator in. Scream gets killed instantly. RPK jumping out of heaven to his grave. Cold Zero with the CZ also gets a kill, and that leaves XMS alone. Went on 3 situation. First kill is had. Bomb goes down. He was praying that they didn't have time, and from the exact same position that he kind of guffed the pistol round, is going to now have 2 targets. Has to move on to a tougher level without having passed the first test, but gets Taco. Fallen, 5 HP. Jumping up on site, will XMS know that this is the play? Spots him now. Has the opportunity to go for the kill. Fallen, won't be able to run.
That was close.
Great clutch from XMS. Well played.
Now, a little to talk about EnVyUs' anti-default kind of right there. They had rifles, and they were playing so passive. Like, Sixer was playing so passive that he wasn't even peeking an angle, and they just walked up on him. I think that's kind of it shows your confidence that it's lacking right there. Like, you have a rifle and you know they're saving, take a couple shots, get some information. Like, make them take the hard shot. If they get the 1 dig from across the map, well, you know, that's not much you can do. But if you let the entire team come up in the bomb site, push up on your angles against your teammates, that's something you can prevent.
Right. That's something you should stop. And if you can't, you got to ask for the rotates. But yeah, he had like the safest. It was kind of a last-ditch resort, but it was the safe angle to at least get a kill.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even do that. And that just goes to show SK riding high on confidence. Now they have a half buy here, armor on a bunch of players, Fallen with just a smoke and a flash, and Sixer to try to get into the fray early. Falling back into danger, has support from his teammate so he can kind of post up and relax. Right-clicks a nade into the smoke. No one there to absorb any of the damage, and Scream going to be turning his attention to lower A. But he's much more useful here. Sixer would still have a... They could totally avoid Scream if Sixer was stuck in danger. So important that he helps his team out. But wow, peeks into 2 people. coldzera and Fur combine. And that's it. They're taken out. Now Happy has already found a really good spot, but off of a 45-degree flick, Phelps takes his face off, and RPK is now moving on to defaults. They're going to kind of expect this to happen. They know where he is. He's getting dinked through the wall. He's down to 17 HP. All this chip damage is finally eating away at him, and as XMS jumps out, is able to readjust with the FAMAS, find the headshot, and save Envy.
Even though RPK only got 1 kill, great job staying alive. If he would have died at all, XMS would have been
all this chip damage
terrible situation.
Eating away at him, and sometimes all you need to do is delay, right? That's all you've got to do at the very least, right?
Stay alive, trying to get, let your teammates get in rotation, because once they get the kill, it's going to be like a snowball, like an avalanche, where they just rush in. Because there's a certain setup, 2 people A, 3 B. So majority of the time, you get the 1 or 2 kills. Majority of A is probably clear.
And you can't let them hit the slopes.
Can't let them hit the slopes. Can't let them go skiing on the black diamonds.
Yeah.
Going out those moguls, almost breaking your hip.
Oh my god.
Sounds like
this is
something
getting a little bit too real.
I know. This is a little too real.
I'm hitting too close to home. The snowball effect.
I'm glad I can still walk today.
He doesn't want.
And we do have a technical, actually, pause on SK.
Okay.
One of them spilled drinks all
over
their keyboard.
What are they drinking? What do you think they're drinking?
Kombucha.
Kombucha, yeah. Oh wait, no, isn't that a California thing? Do they do the kombucha? Are they in the kombucha life?
It's popular everywhere now.
Everywhere, it's happening. Yeah, everyone's trying to get healthy.
Everyone's
trying to get fit.
Healthy.
Yeah, I'm trying to do hot yoga with you.
Let's do hot yoga together. That'd be great.
They think we're kidding.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Practice the Warrior 2.
The Warrior 2. The downward dog.
Yeah,
there we go.
I like downward and upward dog. Really helps my back.
Both ways.
Both ways.
Coaster dog.
Hot dogs.
Up and down. Now I'm hungry. And
out.
Rifle round in the second half. RPK, clean headshot to start it off. Good for them to get a 5-on-4. They haven't been able to do this for, it feels like, the last 6 or 7 rounds apart from that eco in the second half.
Yeah, I felt like the eco really revitalized the team, and now they're back on par. They're back to hitting shots, showing a little confidence here and there.
A little bit of confidence. Drop control has been taken in exchange for long control from Envy, but they're re-aggressing on that too, and RPK gets killed. With Cold here, that is a thorn in their side. He can do a lot from here. They can try to re-aggress, but they've got no one on the opposite side of window, and they can split A in this situation. They've also got Fallen to make sure that no one flanks. And who would expect that? Cold's here just listening to the footsteps. Knows that 2 pairs have passed him, and Fallen has been alerted. Smoke will go in the door, allow for the bomb to cross, and Fallen, half blind, just decides to click mouse 1. Cold actually gets killed in drop, which is a big win for Envy, but the man advantage is not in their favor, and Taco really instills victory with SK now 3-1 and happy on the retreat.
Yeah, that was a nice play by SK. It's almost kind of like a feel them out kind of strat, where because you see Fallen just randomly up the middle, kind of, and you see Cold and drop, and then the rest of the team's kind of ready to swing on whoever gets the kill or makes the move. So as coldzera got the kill and drop, they kind of maybe were lurking towards this stair area to see if they could come towards B. But as soon as Fallen got the kill, they just booked it back to A because Sixer pushed out, which allows Team EnVyUs to maybe over-rotate to B instead of guy connector.
So apply pressure, cause a reaction, and then make a decision based on their reaction.
It's science.
It sounds so simple, doesn't it?
It sounds so simple.
This is like Bill Nye level science.
He's an engineer. I don't know. That's science. But scientist.
It sounds like you have some opinions here.
Sorry.
Our Lord and Savior, Bill Nye.
I've read too much Reddit. I should stop.
It's a great place. Yeah. Maybe you learn too much.
He's an engineer. He's not a real scientist. That's what the complaints are.
but a smart man no less.
He is a very smart.
Can't take that away from him.
He's been around for a while.
He knows stuff.
He's doing something right.
He's old.
I mean, yeah.
Old people know things.
Age like fine wine.
Like fine wine. I wonder what his price is. Everyone's got one, right, the Bears?
More than me, that's for sure.
Higher price than the Bears. That's right, the Bears is on sale.
Half off, baby.
Today only the ESL New York special. SK versus EnVy, round 21. Drop control on the ducket for SK as they have escorted someone down. That's Fur. RPK will happily take this fight, not too much to lose. Just a man with a pistol does close to 50 damage with it and shares some information. As he corresponds with his teammates, they have the rotates in to try to make sure that this doesn't get any more out of control. Scream watching the back of drop, 2 players move into the long B, and our man Sixer alone at A. With no information here. He doesn't actually hear anything. Oh, XMS tries to recover the AK. Oh, that sweet AK. 2 headshots with it, too. You'd think, wow, that's too big of a risk, but there he goes, having so much impact. And now from 3 choke points, SK split, crush B. Yeah. With what seems like one hand. Absolutely no trouble.
Interesting pinks by EnVyUs. They're getting a little peak happy.
There you go.
That without, you know, throwing a flash, without peeking together, it's a lot of individual play just coming out. It seems like when the pressure's on, you kind of lose focus a little bit. Oof. But nice 2 shots by XMS too. You
think, oh, I was just gonna make a point about how it's like, you know, the M4 is good, AK is a little bit better, but it's like, oh, was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it.
I mean, kind of throwing the gun to hand out your position because they just killed Happy, so they probably wouldn't expect another person platforming. He threw his gun and like,
yeah,
wait a minute, I see a gun fly across the screen.
And that's how sweet that AK is.
It's just delicious.
Everyone in FPS has that same sentiment about the AK.
It's all about damage.
That
damage
DPS,
over time.
That's right.
Damage over time. It only takes us 1 bullet.
1 bullet.
That's all you need.
So sweet.
It makes a difference.
Spray down it long, but it's actually fallen to go down. Unlikely win for EnVy from that distance as well. coldzera, however, you know, letting EnVyUs' hopes get high for just a moment and then taking it away 1 fell swoop. He's like, spray down 2 kills. Like, you forgot I was in the server.
The Grinch of Christmas.
The Grinch, yeah.
He's just taking away the hopes and dreams of EnVyUs.
Right. It's the dreams, just the dreams sweet. He's actually Freddy, you know? That's what it.
Freddy?
Yeah, the claws.
Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
He's just in people's, he's nightmares for everybody in CSGO.
Screw Christmas. He's the nightmare all times a year.
That's with your mind.
And there it is.
Kill you.
Last opponent spotted. Drops the hammer on him with the headshot. 3 kills, and SK are up to 14. 14-8 right now. EnVy have struggled. They have, I mean, to put it lightly, they have struggled. It's been a pretty easy tale of the tape for SK as they move into one of potentially the last rifle rounds we see for EnVy, and they do a double op setup in response.
Hey, why not? I mean,
when in Rome.
When in Rome or Cbble, people just. I mean, that's the go-to false strat is get double ops in CT. Why is that? Because it's easy to kill people with an op.
You don't have to move much. You just click once.
Yeah, just aim anywhere above their knees.
And execute might be the perfect response to double op setup. These smokes to guys their exit, smokes and flashes cascading over the site. All 5 players here joining up to jump out, and dodging flashes is happy, but XMS has also pushed through the long B smoke. Fur, will he get this information? Won't matter. Too precise with those bullets, and there's only 1 player left. 5 alive as coldzera finds his first and second kill. Looking for a third. Will he get this? On the back of Statue, has the bomb. 1 minute remaining. I want to say this is winnable, but that would be absolutely ridiculous. 3 kills so far. Scream has taken a bit of chip damage as coldzera decides that he does want to commit to this site. They heard him drop out of Broken Wall. He's now aggressing, wants to find a first target. They've got a crossfire set up. Sixer isn't pushing up that well. And now with 1 player left on Rock, he dies. Oh my God, Sixer. Did he eat a flash?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but.
I don't know, but I was like, no.
It was happening, yeah.
No. But good, nice try by coldzera.
NT, can we get an NT in chat?
Oh, yeah, definitely a nice try by him, but.
Oh my God.
I mean, in a professional level, like 1-5 should never happen, ever. Doesn't matter how good they are.
No.
Because it's just a number, like, if you all peek at once or at 3 different angles, he can't kill you all at once.
That smoke almost helped him, too.
I know. They got scared. They're like, wait a minute, why is everyone dying?
You know, you gotta wonder if that smoke is even a good idea. So he could have just used it.
Yeah, it's not a great idea, but he's probably thinking that the smoke would cover the top so he could see his feet because it kind of like landed on the lip. But still, again, you're smoking it off, and you never want to smoke off. Like, it helps them a little bit in this game.
2-on-1. Sixer could watch the cross. He'd be fine. But c'est la vie. Move on to round 24, and Envy, apart from that, had a very clean round. But because they lost 4 players, we won't see that double op again. We'll also see an ump and a Famas on RPK and XMS. Low grenades across the board. They've got to win this off duel. Scream making a case for it, but Taco trades him out instantly. 4v4, and it's hard to say who this favors, but Sixer makes it a little bit more of a comfortable situation as Fallen comes out and trades him out. 2-on-1, Phelps now. It's going to have to go full Rambo.
Full Rambo indeed.
He doesn't know if a rotate is going to come in from B side and won't be able to push through into rat hole that easily without making noise. Is watching for XMS. Maybe he saw him. It seems like they're both creeping up on this angle. He's sitting here, waiting patiently. Yes, they're calling him out. What the? Oh my God!
They almost got you. They almost got everyone jumping on their seat right there.
The second kill would have slipped out. Oh my God.
That'd been great though. Like, I mean, that was yeah, pretty amazing. They knew he was there, and he managed to almost win the round. Like, just EnVyUs just hanging by the skin of their teeth.
Damn.
Whew. Whew. Some good plays there. Good aim.
GBs, yeah. And that's what's the perpetual threat of the fact that it comes this close every time.
I mean, it's not over yet. Still 14-10 as the Cold Zero just decides to end Taco's life.
Oh, man. Oh, Fur and Phelps. 3 kills on B, 2 up on the site. Scream, too much to deal with, and that's it. Sixer on the big rotate in. The bomb is in drop, and that means that if he waits long enough, Fur's actually moved out and dropped the bomb from a wide open site. Bit of a misstep, you'd want to say. Sixer on the most normal rotate from A.
That's definitely one of Fur's weak spots in the game, is when not to be super aggressive.
Uh-oh.
That was definitely one of those times not to be super aggressive.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, man.
Kiss.
Yeah. You had Phelps in the back of the B. He could watch your long flank, whatever, and you're out here. Like, you know Sixer plays A. He's probably coming through connector or flank.
Yeah, and your teammate has to rotate with you to A. Why were they so sure that it was going to be a long B rotate? His worst case situation, he's come back through E-box. His teammate's there, so he can at least drop the bomb with his teammate. If the guy's at long B, then his teammate, then Furkin or Phelps or whoever it was at Pizza could just run through the door to A.
A blunder.
A blunder.
Just like you and Blue.
Bamboozled.
I'm gonna say.
Oh my God.
Blunder.
Wow. Blunders.
Blunders.
There you go.
And yeah, that's the hard one, because that was a 15-10 right there, and now SK again. Seems with Phelps and Fur, their teamwork, their coordination is just not on the same level.
Are they friends? Are they talking?
I don't know.
Man,
are they hanging out? Are they lifting together?
Are they getting pokey? Are they?
Do they eat avocados together? I don't know.
They go out for boba tea.
I love boba tea.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
Something you do with friends. Just
it's my guilty pleasure.
Sign of true friendship.
It's not guilty because I'm not guilty when I have it.
No,
so
proud.
It's a pleasure. It's
loud
a pleasure.
and proud boba user.
Yeah, that's right.
It's getting more competitive though. We have a much better scoreline here for Envy. All of a sudden, from Dire, I don't even know where Cold Zero even got that kill from. How are they getting these entries with pistols? Another kill, 2-on-2. How many times will SK be able to bail themselves out when it gets this close? But there's one more. Ultimately, if they do survive these rounds, Happy, obviously hero of that round, getting 4 kills, 24 kills in total.
Yeah,
really good showing.
SK, I mean, they're that team that just survives. They just, it's never easy.
They're the Destiny Child of CSGO.
90% of the time, it's never that easy.
No.
Never. I mean, SK does drop the ball once in a while, but it's very rare. Like, even losses, it seems like they're just always...
The fortunate part for SK is they're literally every single one of these rounds, if they've done so much damage that they could win one round and suddenly win the game, because Envy are going to have absolutely no funds left over. But the fact that they're coming so close to winning these is just beyond me. It doesn't even seem like I don't even know if it's a problem of their setups. The pistol shots are insane from SK right now, but
I think it's a lot of it about the angles and the confidence. EnVyUs.
confidence, big.
Very like Sixer, for example, just weird angles, and it's just kind of perplexing.
But this is the bare bones setup from both teams. Low on utility. Everybody's got to be very frugal. They can't expend too much to take control of things. They want to execute. They actually have one smoke to do it. Will it be on Olaf? It's going to be a relatively dry hit, but Envy don't have the counter nades to back it up, so it's going to come down to aim. RPK in draw, finds his first target, nice headshot. coldzera going 1-for-1 with him. And XMS up on the long B plat, tries to shoot at one person who is able to escape. Fallen takes him out, and then his friend. Boosting up immediately. Oh, nice boost. Onto the tree, reverse tree. Sixer gets spotted. They know exactly where he's coming from. 1-on-2 situation to stave off match point. Finds an opportunity, goes for the pre-fired nade over the rectangle, and in this 1v2 with no nades but a kit, hope might be lost. Great flash, he falls off, takes no damage, and now has to move in and find a first target. Headshot! Instantly on Fallen after those couple of entries. Looking a lot more promising now as Taco doesn't have much to work with, but has his auditory cue and peeks up out of long B, kills Sixer, no problem.
Played by Taco right there by hiding for the first like 5 seconds after you see this nice kill off him. He hid for 5 seconds. He made the illusion that he could be hiding behind platform box or in the platform. And then he peeked what he thought he was going to push up. So smart play there by Taco.
Taco.
Taco. I want some tacos.
Taco
now.
Friday?
Taco
We
Friday.
get that
Taco
started.
every day here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, it can be any day.
Be any day of the
Any
week.
day is a good day for tacos.
Tacos for breakfast.
And it's actually SK icing the kicker.
They're icing the kicker. They're icing the kicker here. They know EnVyUs. They're going to have mind games right here. Fallen's like, I know Happy's going to maybe call a timeout, but you know what?
I'm going to call the timeout.
I'm going to call a timeout. Blow his mind.
Ooh.
I like it.
I like that
Being the
too.
aggressor.
So your face just light up there. Ooh. The double mind games. It was kind of a short pause. It was just like, we're going to take a pause just to call your pause. We're not actually going to talk about anything. We just know that you were going to do it.
Oh, I wonder if that's the case. Could they do that?
Ooh. That'd be truly savage if we're to bring that word back.
I just want a 5 second
Oh,
timeout.
what? Later. Scream. Headshots. In the face. A has been taken. They're swarming this place like germs. RPK rotating in from heaven. Killed instantly. And this is just, it just feels like it's over. But we don't know that. Sixer has the crossfire. His teammate in heaven has kind of an entrance here, but Fallen being very patient. Will he be able to spam him up? Nope, not enough. 29 HP, but he's still a body. Now he's not. And another person flying out of heaven without clearing it properly, leaving XMS alone in the 28th round. SK 15-12. He's got a Molly and a Deagle. But does he have the aim? Because that's what he's going to have to rely on. Taco in one of the best after-plant spots he could ask for. I don't know if XMS noticed where he was, can predict it, but he's really got to make moves at this point in first. Just from a very careful position, he's able to find some easy damage, and SK close it out.
Looked pretty, I mean, the scoreline was pretty close, but looked pretty convincing. I thought SK's teamwork just was way better.
One thing I found ourselves talking about a lot was trades. Like, even though it seemed like Envy were able to get some kills, it was always like trade right away, and they never felt like they were out of a round.
Yeah, SK always managed to even up just right away.
Yeah.
And that's something that they're really good at. They're really good.
But maybe we have some more insightful thoughts from our analysts, so we're going to throw it to them. Take it away, guys.
Quite the amount of gun battles. Yeah, there we go. Hey.
Hey, guys.
Looking at this matchup, though, I mean, EnVyUs able to come out right away and kind of get things started. Talk to me about what you saw, guys.
So I thought it was interesting. There's like 4 major shifts in momentum, right? Like EnVyUs would win both rounds after the pistol round, first half and second half. And those are kind of like their lifelines into the game, which they didn't fully capitalize on. And obviously it's easy to say that, right? But you're playing SK, right? It's going to be hard to capitalize on things like that with SK.
Yeah, like we said, we saw the first round that turns it in EnVyUs' favor is that second round of the match where they get the eco win to kind of surprise Fallen A Hall.
You say second round of the match, and it's funny because I do believe we have that loaded up to take a look at. Round 2, it's sort of like a missed opportunity. So, I mean, I believe, kind of elaborate.
Well, once it pops up, I'll elaborate a little bit more. But basically what happened here, you see Fallen spot in the corner. See the guy cross. He doesn't notice him, and he gets that kill. What this does is allows them to flood out the halls, but most importantly, gives EnVyUs a chance to get ahead early. Like I said, start that T side, get a lot of rounds. Now, they get the next 3. They did a nice couple like BXX and stuff and get up with the score a little. But the problem is the way they beat us, for instance, last time they played Cbble, is they established a default and they kind of abused their rotations. Pulled us A, jumped through smokes that we weren't expecting. Here, though, they got picked by Fallen at a certain point. What's the next round we have to look at? I think we're going to talk...
well, we're going to look at round 8 and sort of how EnVyUs hits a roadblock within A halls and has much bigger implications. So let's look at round 8.
Marcus, you could take us through here.
Yeah, so you were talking on defaulting, right? So it looks like they get a little bit ahead of themselves, like they make an unnecessary play, right? But this is a play that SK barely ever do. Like, I've watched so many SK demos, and you almost never see that boost out of them, right? So Envy thinks they have this false sense.
Not a bad thought.
It's like a false sense of security, right? You have your like map control smoke at the end of A halls, like the Navi smoke or whatever, but they jump through the CT smoke, not thinking there's going to be somebody boosted up in the hot tub.
And so the reason I guess we say that that's a problem for EnVyUs is a lot of you guys out there, a lot of you viewers, you understand when you're running a default on any map, you spread out on the map, right? You take control, and the whole point is throughout the half, you want to understand how the other team uses nades and how they play. SK does a really good job right in that round. Fallen takes an off shot and falls back. You think he's fallen. They want to try to even it up, so they go to a smoke. Cold Zero is there. The reason it's bad for EnVyUs, though, I think in this situation, what we concluded is that it didn't allow them to establish a default. The following rounds, they kind of go back and forth. But they end the half with 5 rounds after getting that eco. If I'm them, I'm looking to get 9 rounds there. So I think that was a big turning point.
Well, we do have round 14 loaded up, where it does seem like SK is able to find just a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing the default no respect boost somebody with an op drop, right? Like, this is when you have the juices flowing. You know, this is at this point this is going to be their 7th round 1 in a row, right? That last replay we showed where, you know, EnVyUs couldn't establish their default, they get a little bit hapless in A halls jumping through a smoke early. You know, they still haven't won a round since then. So this is kind of what we're saying, right? They had to capitalize early, they needed to establish that default, and now SK are just feeling everything, right? They're making all the plays. Yep,
taking all the fights. You notice once SK gets into the zone, they almost take all the fights that you could live without. I remember seeing around where even just like there's a gap in the drop smoke and it was even numbers. And on T side, even numbers are advantage. They went up a number on SK and he still fought the guy drop. So you could tell once SK gets into that rhythm, they just kind of want to let you know we're here to fight, and just because we're the best strategically, we're also going to outskill you.
We ended the half at 10-5, and I think it's a little bit foretelling. EnVyUs, do we feel like how they approach this map? Was it proper? Did we see a result from them that we expected?
I was a little bit disenchanted by their T side.
What was my prediction?
Yeah, you predicted it right on the button.
No, well, we didn't write it
16-12 SK.
I mean, that's why you're here, right? You're like the wise guy who knows everything.
Not that was,
but yeah, like I was a little bit disenchanted by EnVyUs' T sides, right? Like it seems like they got a little bit ahead of themselves, forced things a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Right, like I remember watching them. I've been very impressed with their T sides in almost every map.
Like I said, if you don't establish a proper default versus a team like SK, it's not gonna. You're not gonna get anywhere. And the problem is they also weren't winning all those duels. There was a lot of fights that could have went either way. And you know, even second half, right, starting the pistol, that 1v1 with Fallen gets that 4-kill with red HP, but then EnVyUs still was eco. So what do we got? What do we got next? We have any more replays?
Yeah, we do have one more replay. We've got round 23, I believe it is. Walk us through it, guys.
Oh, well, I'll almost take the first half of this, which is a B exec from SK, and this is EnVyUs' basically last chance to get there before the match is all over. XMS makes a good play on the plat to get 2 kills, but then I'll let you take the rest, Marcus.
Yeah, so he makes like the Phelpsy play, right? He pushes through the smoke as they're coming out, right? He gets the telegraph nades over the top, and he chooses a good timing. It's kind of like luck, right? Like, does somebody bump into you? Do they read the play? But it's like it's desperation all over the place.
And then look what it turns into.
Yeah, and then Cold Zera just Fs their money by allowing them only to, you know, survive with 1 player, so they come into the next round with 3,400 on every single player.
And so for those of you, most of you out there understand economy, right? But in this situation, anytime you win a round but you only have 2 guys survive, the loss bonus for the next round is going to be hard to recover from if the other team wins. So they're going to win, and it's going to be hard to force buy. Now, if you have 3 alive, you can bust it, and you can maybe get that force buy in. But that made it really hard. I think EnVyUs, they barely win the falling round, and then that's it, right? And,
Yeah.
And so it's tough for them to recover from that, and it's 16-12 to SK.
And on the contra of that, extending that kind of like economy control. You remember that round when Coldzera's boosted in A halls? I think it was our second replay. They couldn't establish the default.
Yeah.
SK wins that round super clean, right? They win it keeping 4 people alive. It's like their start of like
They could
the big
lose the next
string.
round and
Yeah.
still
And
kind
still
of stay
buy.
fighting.
Well, that does it to wrap up the SK EnVyUs matchup. We will be coming right back after this short break, jumping into our second initial matchup here, Group A. It's going to be Cloud9, it's going to be Navi, so make sure you're here with us when we come back.
Let's get going, baby.
Woo!